Okay, everyone, quick disclaimer at the beginning of this. We recorded this a month ago. We thought this would be funny. So if you want a more official version of this episode, feel free to ask. We might consider it later this year or next year. You've been warned.
So today we talk about 3 launch successes. If you ask the little fancy electric car man, he says these are all successes, and all his fans like to say that. So today on End of Mission, the podcast where we talk about space missions that have ended, we're talking about 3 different launch successes. I am Earl, owner of the largest Lincoln dealership in East Texas. And who are you, son?
I'm Brock.
All right, Brock. So we're talking about 3 fine launch successes. Now, I've shown you some of them. You can see them on the screen. You got 3 of them. Okay, you can see vehicles here in distress.
Yeah.
So we're talking about those. The payloads are going to carry. And Lord, get out here! I'm podcasting. We're at it. Go shoot. Go to the church with Darlene. Go back to your little knitting circle. Okay, I'm podcasting. With who are you again, son?
Brock.
All right, Brock. Loretta is my wife. Darlene's my ex-wife. Or it's the other way around. I'll let you know when I remember. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So today's episode is a bit of a special. We're talking, obviously, we're, Earl and Brock, the little son there. What do you do, Brock?
Dude, I surf.
That's it, son? That's all you do?
Yeah.
Shoot. All right, let's get started here with our first fine launch success. That's the one on the left here. Now, you're going to notice a bit of an issue going on with the vehicle. It's in distress. But don't worry. The Lincolns out here, they don't get distressed like that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is Vanguard TV3. Now, when I say TV, I don't mean the television where the fancy little people are on there. Okay? You know what that is, right?
Is that like the internet? Like YouTube?
No, son, it's not that. We'll forgive you for this, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. So Vanguard is the American answer to the International Geophysical Year satellite program. So that's when us in America and the Ruskies paired up to do some fancy science, okay? Do some geophysics in the year 1957 to 1958. And that would include the launching of satellites into low Earth orbit.
Oh, cool.
It is very interesting. Now, at the time, it's called Project Orbiter, okay? And there's 3 options proposed to how to build our first International Geophysical Year satellite, okay? So, Convair, who's building the Atlas ICBM, said, well, shoot, Atlas can go to orbit on its own with a stage and a half design. We'll put that on there. It'll be great. The problem is Atlas kept exploding.
Oh, that's, it's not good, right?
No, it's not. You want to put a satellite into low Earth orbit, not into your neighbor's yard.
Oh. Would they have good satellite?
Now they switched over to the Netflix or whatever it's called. I don't know. I don't follow these things.
Oh.
So the other proposal was done by the little fancy krauts over there at Redstone Arsenal. Okay, so on this one, the Redstone Arsenal will build their rocket, the Redstone missile, with some solid upper stages. The Jet Propulsion Laboratory would build the satellite, and then the Navy would do the tracking of the satellite.
Wow, so they're like all working together.
Yeah, you know the problem with that, son? What the problem was with that?
What?
They didn't have a satellite. They were expecting JPL to start, little fancy jet propulsion magic, make a satellite.
Oh.
That's not good. Then, of course, you also have the problem with the little krauts over there at Redstone. You want this to be an all-American thing, not a little kraut project, you know what I mean?
I guess.
So then came the Navy Research Laboratory. Now, that's a fancy-sounding name. Very generic, very non-confrontational. You also don't want the Redstone missile. That's a missile. That's not good. It doesn't convey a good image to the public. Oh, we're using missiles? No, that's not good. So the Naval Research Laboratory says, shoot, we'll build all 3 of them. We'll build the rocket, which we already have some of them sounding rockets. We'll just upgrade them. We'll build the satellite, and we'll even track it. So they won the contest.
Wow. Doing it all. Wow.
That's true, isn't it? It's great. So,
Yeah.
this project started in 1955, and there were 3 suborbital test flights before this one, okay? It's a very incremental, very slow program, okay?
Okay.
So we have Vanguard TV0. Now remember, this is test vehicle, not television.
Oh.
This one launched on December 8th, 1956, and it's this one here in this fine picture here. See it?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's just the first stage of the rocket.
Okay.
And it was a success. It was resounding. It was great. This is a real success, not an Elon Musk success. Okay?
Okay.
The second one was Vanguard TV1 on May 1st, 1950s. That's the anniversary of it coming up. Or came up. It's May when we're recording this, son.
Oh, okay.
Now
I've never, seen a calendar, so I have no idea.
Ever?
Yeah.
So if I start talking about financing your fine new Lincoln, son, will you understand what I've written down for you?
Well, with words and stuff?
Yeah.
No. I can't read.
No, that's not. That's not good. That's not good, son. Well, we need to teach you that. Even I can read. My grandpapa can read. Okay, everyone in my family can read. Okay, you need to learn how to do that, son. Okay, my neighbors, they can't read. That's why they use the Netflix.
Oh. So wait, if I use Netflix, I can understand what you're doing?
I don't think so, son. I don't think. This is going off the rails. All right, so the TV one, the television one, there's 2 stages, right? That's the first stage and the second stage. Guess what? That one was a success too. This is really getting good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we have Vanguard TV 2. That's 23rd October 1957. That's another 2-stage test. Now, you'll notice something happened between TV 1 and TV 2. You know what that is, son?
They changed channels.
Well, we changed the channel of the Ruskies launching their first satellite into low Earth orbit, called Sputnik. Remember that
wow.
one?
No.
That's not good. Dang it. Oh, man. This is going way worse than I anticipated. I thought we'd make it at least a little farther before we broke. So the problem then becomes, hey, guys, stop fancying around with little fancy rockets. We're going to orbit next. TV3, no, you're going to orbit. Okay, no one of these fancy test programs. We're putting a satellite into orbit.
Yeah. Make it a really big, surfboard.
How about a golf ball, son? These rocket, look, see that? See these little fellas down there? This rocket ain't that big.
Oh.
Yeah, not as big as your Lincoln, at least.
So I can't surf on it?
You can surf on your Lincoln. You cannot surf on the Vanguard.
Oh. Dang.
So this means that Vanguard TV3, that's the name of this one in this episode, so you know something's going to happen. So that one, they started building on October 11th, 1957. They say, we're going to put a satellite on it, we're going to launch it in December 4th, 1957. This will be the American answer to Sputnik.
Okay.
Isn't that fancy?
Yeah. It's like, wow.
Wow, it is, son. Wow, it is. All right, so Vanguard is a 3-stage rocket, as I've shown you here. Look at these fancy stages. You got stage 3. That's this one. Boom. That's called the Grand Central 33KS 2800.
Wow.
That's a solid motor. It uses ammonium perchlorate and polysulfide. Now, polysulfide is the first solid rocket motor binder that was ever produced. It's the first synthetic rubber, but not like your tires, though. That's different.
Oh. Can I still eat it?
No, son, you can't eat these things. How'd you even get here?
I surfed.
Oh, my Lord is trying me today. Don't let me get my Bible. This boy needs some work. This is horrible. Stop laughing at me. This is not good. How many minutes are we into this episode? We've already screwing around. Oh, sweet Jesus, 10 minutes. That's not good. All right, so The Stage 3 is a Grand Central 33KS 2800. It's 8-piece polysulfide. It's about 383 pounds. That's about 174 kilograms of propellant. It's a solid motor. It's up there. You can see it. Look at that little guy. Look at him. He's cute.
Yeah. What's his name?
Grand Central 33KS 2800.
Oh, okay.
Son, I think you blew something else in. Forgot your brain's over there in surfboard land. So it's got 2,300 pounds. That's about 10.4 kilonewtons of thrust. And the specific impulse in vacuum is about 230 seconds. That's not very good, but since this is an early solid motor, it's not that bad. Right? 1957, we haven't really perfected things yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And Stage 2 is called the Delta. It's a derivative of the Aero B sounding rocket, and it's the precursor to the Delta launch vehicle family.
Wow. Dude, I have like a surfboard like that.
You do not want a surfboard like this, son. It uses white inhibited fumed nitric acid and unsymmetrical dimethylhydrazine as propellant. Those ain't good for you.
Oh. Can't drink it?
You can drink it once. Then you'd be meeting Jesus.
Oh, nice. I know Jesus. He surfs.
What kind of Baptist, Methodist, Lutheran, Catholic?
Surfer.
Now, which denomination is that, son?
Like San Diego Beach.
Lord's trying me today. I am going to get so much money out of you. This is not going well. All right, so the propellant here, it's got 3,300 pounds of propellant. That's about 1.5 metric tons. Not that much, but, it's a small little rocket. You've seen pictures of it. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
This is a pressure-fed cycle, which means it's the good kind, right? So you got yourself, this is the nitric acid tank. This is a helium tank right here. And this is the dangerous hydrazine. So it uses hot helium to push the propellants into the engine. Isn't that fancy?
Yeah, it's real fancy. Is that keto?
I do not know what that is, son. Do not bring up those devil words to me. So it's got 7,500 pounds thrust, about 33.3 kilonewtons, and specific impulse and vacuum's about 261 seconds. And it uses the Aerojet AJ-1037 engine. Now, AJ-10 would fly on the Space Shuttle Orbiter, the Apollo program, the Delta launch vehicle. It's going on Orion now. It's a pretty storied engine, as you can see.
Yeah, AJ's been places.
That he has. And then Stage 1 here, this is the big one. This one's called Vanguard. Okay? This one runs on liquid oxygen and kerosene. It's a derivative of the Viking sounding rocket, which is a derivative of the V2 built by them little German boys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's got liquid oxygen in it. Liquid oxygen, kerosene, and this one uses a gas generator cycle. They use hydrogen peroxide to run the General Electric X405 engine. It's a gas generator cycle. So they take they take the hydrogen peroxide, they heat it up, decomposes into steam, turns the pumps. It's fancy.
Dude, that's like whack.
It's primitive, son. That's what it is. That's the V2 was using. We don't do that anymore with modern launch vehicles.
Oh.
So this whole stage has about 16.2 thousand pounds, about 7.3 metric tons of propellant. The whole rocket weighs about about 17,000 pounds, about 10 tons.
Cool.
This engine has about 28,000 pounds thrust, about 125 kilonewtons, and then the vacuum specific impulse is 270 seconds, which don't make no sense. How is the first stage engine the most efficient out of all of these? Look at this. You can look, can't you, right?
Yeah. It's like a bunch of lines and stuff.
Oh. Huh. Okay, so the payload here is a tiny little satellite. So the whole vehicle, so the vehicle weighs 22,000 pounds. Excuse me, I was wrong. 10.505 metric tons, and it can carry 23 pounds to low Earth orbit. It's a tiny little guy. It's 10.5 kilograms.
Dude, you can put up like a mouse or like a whole person with that.
I will not even dignify that with a response. So the Vanguard spacecraft is 3.2 pounds. That's about 1.5 kilograms. And it's called a minimum satellite. The plan is to build bigger ones, but these are just little test vehicles, right? Just to prove that they work, verify the vehicle, make sure this all works. So it's 6.3 inches, that's 16 centimeters, aluminum alloy sphere with 2 Minitrack transmitters. One is battery powered, as you can see here. There's the battery.
Yeah.
And the other one is solar powered. Fancy.
Yeah. It's like my board.
I'm sure it is. Sure it is. So pretty much the only thing that's it. There's nothing else on this vehicle.
Oh, cool. Rad.
So pretty much all they're going to do with this is going to validate Earth's geoid, because Earth ain't exactly a sphere perfectly. It's a little fat on the sides. Just like Darlene, but we forgive you for that.
Yeah.
And it'll also give info on Earth's atmospheric density, because it's going to be it's really, really high up. So, see how dense the atmosphere is up on them parts.
Yeah, dude, like, see how thick the air is. Sometimes it's like so thick.
Okay, then. So, Vanguard TV3 is assembled at Launch Complex 18 in November. Now, they had some issues with the original AJ-10 motor on it. It was cracking. I don't know why, but it was cracking. So then they swapped it out with the next vehicles and said, all right, we'll fix it for the next one. So, at T-minus 18 hours, so that's 18 hours before liftoff, they start fueling stages 1 and 2. Because it's, third stage is solid. You don't need to fuel that one. They fueled that back when they made it. At Grand Central, wherever that is.
Is that like near the beach?
Sure. I don't know. I didn't ask him. I'll call him up next time. Get warranty on him.
Oh, thanks.
So, T-minus 5 hours is the official start of the countdown. The official one. And they actually build in an hour hold to accommodate for unknown anomalies that might show up. So if you watch modern day launches, you'll notice that they always hold for a little bit. They started that back then because they kept getting little problems with little vehicles. They were back then. These vehicles weren't exactly the the nicest. Still kept breaking down. Hard to maintain,
Yeah, it's like bad board.
Is that all you can talk about, son?
What?
Your surfboard?
It's what I do, man. Like, what do you expect me to do, dude?
Well, I expect you to buy this Lincoln and pay me for it. That's what I'm thinking. But, and maybe I should introduce you to the word of Jesus Christ, but we'll ignore that for this episode. All right, so now the problem is they describe the launch. There's crew fatigue. They're getting tired. They've been up for 18 hours fueling the thing, and there was a frozen valve, too. Liquid oxygen froze a valve, and it's, we gotta fix that. That's not good. And there's high altitude winds. You don't want them. They'll blow the rocket around. That's not good.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Not good, but you want to know what? You got to fix it. You're going to go to orbit. This is your answer to the Ruskies.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta give them a good answer to, like, their question.
Sure. So the launch then is pushed to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 6th. Give them 2 days to relax,
Yeah. Give them a chance to go surfing.
They are at Florida on the beach, so they might try that.
Yeah.
So here's the vehicle being assembled here on the left-hand side. You can see it. Tiny, small, kind of cute, a little rocket. And then this is the actual spacecraft right here being loaded onto Vanguard.
Dude, that's nice.
It's very small, as you can see. And they're just putting it on by hand. Isn't that neat?
Yeah. You contaminate it?
Well, they are wearing gloves, son, so I think they'll be good.
Oh, good.
All right. So, it's delayed to about 11:49 a.m. just because of issues. And you can see them doing the repairs down here. Look, see?
Oh, yeah. You're touching it.
Yeah, trying to fix it. So the engine lights up. The rocket, right? Smoke and combustion comes on out one end. The rocket lifts up. And then it falls straight back down onto the pad. It's not good. It rises 4 feet and falls back on the pad. And then it explodes rather spectacularly, as shown in this heavily pixelated image.
Wow. It's like terrible orange wave, dude.
You
It's
do not
like
want to ride that one. That's for
last
sure.
time I did vapes.
You did what, son?
Vapes.
So, as you can see here, the vehicle fell down on the pad, it exploded, and then the fun thing here, of course, is the Vanguard payload rolled out and started transmitting in the grassy area off to the side.
Oh, so it survived. Nice.
That's true, that is true. So, 11:44 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, it lifts off. So it makes, 1.22 meters and then experiences an underthrust. That means it don't have enough thrust to carry itself to orbit.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, and so this is the actual spacecraft right here. They recovered it. It's in the museum now.
Nice.
I can't keep doing the voice.
No?
I can't keep doing this. I'll do the next one just in my normal voice, just because it's a bit tough. You want me to keep going then? Fine, I'll keep going. Okay. So, son, this rocket experienced an underthrust. What's going on? What do you think happened? Mr. Fancy Surfer Boy, Rock.
I think it just didn't catch a big enough wave, you know what I mean? To like surf.
You're not that far off, actually. So, this here is the X405 engine being assembled in the heavily pixelated area.
Nice.
And this here is a diagram of the system, as the plumbing.
Okay.
Now, there's no official answer. You get a few of them.
Oh,
The one
all
from
right.
the history of the launch vehicle says it was an engine underthrust due to improper start. So the engine turned on, but not the right way. Right. The Lincoln won't have that problem, though. Don't worry.
Okay. Nice.
So the engine didn't start properly, which means, yeah, it got thrust at the beginning, lifted itself up, so I ain't going to keep doing this, check down out, right on the pad. Boom.
Oof.
Now, Drew Ex Machina, that has nothing to do with Deus Ex Machina, says that there was a faulty connection, and that came loose, which means there's no fuel going into the engine, which, a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. Makes it like really thirsty. Can't get parched.
Exactly, son. Exactly. So, this, of course, has got a lot of nicknames. Flopnik, Kaputnik, Oopsnik. It made us look kind of bad, especially in the wake of the superior Soviet launch, I guess, of Sputnik. It also showed a bit of a problem going on, where you have disparate agencies vying for power in a space program.
Okay.
This led to the consolidation of some of them into what is now known as NASA in 1958. This is one of the contributing factors to it.
Dude, they made NASA? That's awesome.
Well, it's a contributing factor. Right. So, Vanguard 1, an identical copy of this spacecraft, was launched on March 17th, 1958. And you want to know what? It's still in orbit to this day.
Wow. Dude. First one still up there. Nice.
That it is. It's good for analyzing orbital track data, right? Because you can track how long it's been up there, what things will bring it back down. Because, it's not in the same orbit.
Really? So it's like changing over time.
Like a lot of things, son. Things change over time.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to what's known as KH920. This is the next one. Okay, this is a good one. Okay. So this will be the 20th and final launch of the KH-9 Hexagon Reconnaissance Satellite.
Oh, I know that one. That's a shape.
That it is. It's also nicknamed Big Bird because it's a big bird. Also, since we talked about reconnaissance satellites on Snap 10A, which we did not record today,
Right.
we talked about the applicability of using film return capsules, and this is one of them.
Oh, okay.
It's actually,
nice.
I think it's the last one that does this too. All right, so KH stands for keyhole because you're looking through the keyhole, right? You're spying. It's a spy satellite.
Ah, clever.
Yeah, Goodwin's good at naming some of these things, and it's got 150,000 feet of film on board.
Wow.
That's a lot of pictures.
That's a huge wave.
Huge wave of pictures. Yeah, it's true. Now, it's got 4 film capsules on it, and they'll be recovered in midair.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Radical.
Tubular, son. Tubular. Now, also on board are the S-cubed infrared camera meant for spying on Soviet activities at night, because they make heat, right? That's what infrared is.
Oh, wow.
And this will remain operational for 540 days, which is 300 days longer than the film cameras on board.
Dude. Well, how does it do that?
It's got solar panels.
Oh. Cool.
It digitally transmits those pictures back. That's what it's doing.
Nice.
Now, there's also a sub-satellite attached named Pearl Ruby, and it's got a little solid kick motor, and that's all we know about it.
That's it?
That's it.
Don't know anything about the thrust?
Nope, nothing about it. I think that qualifies as classified, son. Like this payload.
Oh. Wait, then how do we know about it?
We know about the launch, not the payload. That's classified.
Ah, okay.
So this spacecraft weighs 29,322 pounds. That's about 13.3 metric tons. It's a big one. That's about what your Lincoln's going to weigh.
Dude, nice.
So the launch is going to be 18th of April, 1986 on Slick 4E at Vandenberg Air Force Base on a Titan 34D-9. This will be the 9th launch of the Titan 34D.
Oh, that's about the same time I came to first started surfing.
Sure. That's wonderful, son. That's wonderful. Now, the last Titan 34, that's 7th, carrying a Keyhole 11, so that's a different one, the different Keyhole satellite, failed at 108 seconds into flight on August 28, 1985.
Ooh, dude.
So the Titan crews are working around the clock to make sure that this one doesn't have any issues.
Oh, did they do it?
I hate to be the one to tell you this. We're talking about it. So what do you think happened?
They made it.
Well, it is a launch success, now isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this right here, actually, I think this is a Titan 34D. Now, the previous version's called the Titan 3D. This one has 5.5 segment motors. The 3D had 5 segment motors. That's the difference.
It's half a segment?
That's true. So this is from the official report of the incident too. I got that. It's a fancy one.
Wow.
So this is Titan. Yeah, it's Titan 3. Very fine rocket there. Very fine rocket. Really cool. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's a very cool looking rocket.
Very cool.
So this is a 3-stage rocket here. Stage 2 is called the Titan 3B-2. So it's a Titan 3B second stage.
Okay.
Uses dinitrogen tetroxide, which is a nerve agent, doesn't like your nerves, and a 50-50 mix of hydrazines called Aerozine 50. This carries about 76,000 pounds or 34.6 metric tons of propellant. The engine on it, which I did not write down, it's an LR91 I think 11 or 5, one of those two. I forgot to write it down. That's not good.
Yeah.
It's a gas generator cycle engine here. That's this guy right here. It's a funny looking engine too. It's got a big red skirt on it.
Cool.
It's got about 100,000 pounds thrust, and specific impulse is 316 seconds.
That's like more than the other ones.
That's pretty good. That's how good these engines got.
Nice.
3 years after those. Yeah, geez. Titan came around in the 60s. So stage 1 is a Titan 3B-1. You can kind of guess where that comes from, that nomenclature. Same propellant. It's got a bit more propellant in it. 293,000 pounds of propellant. It's about 133 metric tons.
Wow.
This uses the LR87-11, so that's the uprated version of the original LR-87.
Oh, okay. That's why it's got the extra numbers.
That is true. It's a gas generator cycle, and it's got about 500,000 pounds thrust. Specific impulse in vacuum of 302 seconds.
Nice.
Now, there's also what's called Stage 0 on it. These are the big, giant solid rocket motors on it. These are UA-126s. They're 120 inches in diameter, and it's the 6th one. It's a 5.5 segment motor.
Oh, wow. Nice. Smart.
So this one uses ammonium perchlorate, P-band, I forgot, it's like a polybutacrylnitrile and aluminum. That's the propellant for this. Different binder, that's the P-band nitrile, acrylic nitrile. Different structural properties. So these got, 500,000 pounds propellant in them. It's the 5.5 segment, solid motor, and together they got 1,000,000 pounds thrust.
Nice.
And in vacuum, specific impulse is 265 seconds.
Cool.
Yep. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our payload. It is classified. So here it is. It's called Hexagon. Now, don't worry, this has actually been declassified. But if this was before 2011, we would be in prison right now.
Oh, that sucks.
So this is our payload. So this is the top. Top up here, and this is where it attaches the Titan. So you can see there's the 4 film return capsules up here.
Yeah.
So you got the stereo panoramic cameras. So you can see in this diagram here, right? So they're spinning, and they're taking pictures as they go.
Oh, okay. So you get like good view of everything that they're taking a picture of.
You can see some big fine waves with it, son.
Yeah.
So
like when I took a panoramic view with my drone and I got an awesome shot.
Just like that. So also, so right here is the infrared camera, the S cubed.
Nice.
That's what that would be. It's not in this picture. And then it's got a propulsion bus back here, and they got solar arrays which fold out that are stored next to the engine. And then the sub-satellite is this guy.
Okay.
But not that one. It's different. We don't know what Pearl Ruby looks like.
Dang. Kind of looks like, though, like a little surfboard on like a big surfboard. And it's doing like sick twists and flips and stuff.
That is true. That is true. Sure. We'll go with that. So this is it in assembly.
Wow.
This is what the actual spacecraft looks like. So you can see here, so these are the stereo panoramic cameras, right? So they rotate.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And so you got, so these are the infrared cameras here.
It's a bunch.
There they are.
It's really big.
Oh, it's a big spacecraft here. You can see there's a person here in this picture. See how big it is. It's a big spacecraft. Again, it weighs 30,000 pounds.
That is a big surfboard.
That it is. That it is. And then, what is it, Loretta? Go back to your knitting circle. Go back to the church. Go back to your knitting circle with Darlene. You go have fun now, okay? I'm podcasting. All right. All right,
Bye,
sweet.
Loretta. She's nice. She gave me some cookies earlier.
That was not Loretta. That was Darlene.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a spacecraft. So that's what it is. So this is a diagram of what it looks like on the insides. So you got a big propulsion unit back here. So that's this. These are the propellant tanks.
Wow.
Here end of it. So you got an equipment module. You got supply. So this is 150,000 feet of film. And it goes through all these fancy machinery and then fed into the capsules here. Now these capsules got little solid motors in them that'll bring them down.
Nice. So they can easily return back to Earth and deliver the footage.
Yep, which is then captured by an aircraft midair. It is really cool.
That is awesome, dude.
Then let's see. So this is more of it under assembly. So this is the front of it, right? This is the mapping part of the spacecraft. Here's the deployable capsules right there.
Wow.
Here they are all opened up.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about the launch. 18th of April, 1986. It lifts off. This is the actual photograph of the liftoff. It's rising all up. It's going. And then, uh-oh. Right here. You see that down there?
Uh-oh.
8 seconds into flight, this happens.
Oh, so like real fast.
Very quick problem. And then the whole solid motor disintegrates and explodes.
Oh, dude.
Flight termination systems activated 8 seconds later as the vehicle disintegrates, as you can see, and explodes over Vandenberg.
Dang.
Parts of it would fall onto the launch site and destroy it.
Reminds me when I first came to California. It's pretty bad. About as rough.
Whatever floats your boat, son. So you can see here, see this little orange-red cloud here?
Yeah.
That's NTO. That's not good for you.
Oh. It's not supposed to drink it?
Don't drink it, don't inhale it. Especially don't inhale it, son.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So here's the destroyed launch pad here. So there's a launch pad right here. Fell right. So the problem is, the flight termination system on the motor that failed was separated because the booster separated.
Uh-oh.
So it didn't explode itself. And it fell back onto the launch site and then exploded.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
No.
Not at all. All right. So liftoff's nominal. It doesn't last long. So 8.38 seconds in, this is when the anomaly arises. And the case ruptures. So that's the motor case. FTS is activated 16.38 seconds. But it doesn't work completely, as I told you, because one of the motors is already separated. It's checked out. It's on out.
Yeah.
So the burning segments of one of the motors do not self-destruct and crash back onto the pad, leading to significant damage to Slick 4E and 4W. So it's east and west.
Oh, okay.
This one's for the one it launches from is for Titan 3 with the boosters. The other one's for Titan 3 without boosters. It's a weird-looking vehicle. It's got a Vegeta on top, though.
Oh, nice. I bet it looks cool.
No, it looks weird. I'll show you pictures of it. It's a weird-looking rocket.
Okay.
So it also destroys several personal vehicles at the pad.
Oh, no. Were any of them Lincolns?
No, of course not. Those are indestructible. The fine vehicles, and they are indestructible.
Nice.
Hide that one. Hide it. Put it in the back. Nothing. Okay. Sorry. She wanted to go get some mint juleps. So there were witnesses, because there's people who live around this area. They saw the failure, and this big red cloud came over them. Also known as the Big F Red Cloud of NTO.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
What does the F stand for?
Expletive deleted.
That doesn't start with F.
Son, you've already told me you can't read. How are you supposed to know that?
Oh. Yeah, I forgot.
I think you forget a lot of things, son. All right, so this is the second failure of a Titan 34D at Vandenberg. The Air Force actually started scouring the area around the launch site for bullets to see if someone shot it.
Oh, dang.
They were that paranoid.
Dang. Did they find the guy who shot it?
No, because it wasn't bullets.
Oh.
So what do you think happened?
Well, someone shot it.
No.
Did someone surf into it?
No, give me a real answer, son.
Gleanians got him?
The what did?
Somebody shot it?
Okay, so I want to introduce you to the motor case. So right here in this fine picture, so here is the motor case itself. So this is a clevis. It's a segmented motor, right?
Okay.
So they attach it on there, so there's a little O-ring, right? So there's space between the propellant here, right? There's a little gap between the propellant, and then, now, the problem is propellant burns at about 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Or, what is that in Celsius? That's 2,760 centigrade.
Okay.
Now, the D6AC steel that this motor is made of will melt and fail at those temperatures. So in solid rocket motors, they have an insulator made of nitrile butadiene rubber. So that's this guy here.
Oh, the tasty stuff.
The stuff you make the gloves out of, son.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So the problem is, so right down here, the insulation becomes disbonded with the motor case.
Uh-oh.
The problem is then you have hot gases from the motor firing. They go in. Now, the problem is the motor case can't handle it, so it burns through. Motor fails, takes the whole vehicle out with it.
Dang. Dude.
So the problem then is, how do you fix this, right? How does the disbond happen?
Yeah.
No one knows.
They just don't know?
So the problem is this motor was built in 1982 and 1983 in anticipation of the phase-out of expendable launchers in favor of the space shuttle.
Oh, cool.
The problem is UTC, who built the motor, had terrible quality control. So that's most likely where this happened. So during the manufacturing, came loose, UTC didn't catch it.
Oh, dang.
And there was no way of catching it on the pad.
Because it's inside the vehicle.
It's inside the motor, that's true. So then at the launch sites at Kennedy and Cape Canaveral and Vandenberg, the Air Force put in X-ray inspectors so they can inspect motor cases before they're assembled.
Oh, so they can see, like, inside, identify all of these problems, and then be able to fix it before they launch?
That is very true. Yep.
Nice.
Now, Hexagon did take one picture during the failure.
Oh, cool.
And it shows the payload fairing falling off.
Nice.
It had its own internal self-destruct mechanism, and so the pieces... now there's pieces of KH-9 that were picked up and buried in the desert, okay? Don't want anyone finding it, like the Ruskies, or Brock's. So the thing is, this is the last Hexagon built. So several members of the team were actually at the launch, and they got to watch it blow up, and apparently some of them were crying. It's not good.
It's hard to watch.
And apparently, if you wander around that area, I don't know how you could, it's a military installation, you could still find debris of the launch.
You camouflage.
Sure. Sure, son. Sure. So we're going to our next launch failure. Okay? So this one's Intelsat 603. 603. So Intelsat 603 is the third satellite in the Intelsat 6 family. It's going to be the second one launched, though, because no one can keep track of numbers in launching things. It's built out of the Hughes, not the Hughes. There's my spelling mistake. Loretta, why didn't you inspect this? Where'd she go? Oh, well.
So going off to knitting.
That's true. So the spacecraft here is one of the last vehicles ever designed to launch on the inside the space shuttle.
Oh, nice.
But it doesn't, because after Challenger, which I should remind you, was 3 months before the last failure of a rocket, the last one we talked about.
Oh, dang.
That's not good. A lot of low-confidence solid motors that year. A lot of low confidence.
Yeah.
So space
don't have proper quality control.
That is very true. Quality control's important, son.
Yeah.
Hopefully the people at Titan 4 learned that, which they did not. Don't worry, the Lincoln has great quality control, I think.
Good.
All right, so this is designed to launch on the Ariane 4 and the Space Shuttle. Because Ariane 4 was the European answer to the Space Shuttle that was far more successful at commercial satellite launches than the shuttle.
Nice.
Now, Reagan canceled the shuttle's ability to launch commercial satellites after Challenger, which is very unfortunate.
Dang.
Now, this spacecraft weighs a little short of 10,000 pounds. It's about 4.2 metric tons. Now, on board are 38 C-band and 10 K upper band transmitters, and it's designed to last 13 years.
Almost like me.
The transmitter or the lifespan?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep going. So the destination is at 34.5 degrees west in geostationary orbit. So if you look at a globe, you'll find the easternmost tip of Brazil. That's about where it is.
Okay.
Yep. And the vehicle...
Got good waves there.
I don't know. I've never been there. I don't speak Spanish.
I thought they speak Portuguese.
You almost said Spanish there too, son. You sure you know, Mr. I Can't Read?
Yeah.
This episode's terrible. Okay, so the launch vehicle here is the commercial Titan 3. So this is a Titan 34D, but commercial. Which means you see fancy ads for it on the TV, but not the Vanguard TV, because that's different.
Oh, right.
So this one is the American answer to Ariane 4. It's also the proposal for the medium lift launch vehicle contract, which it lost to Delta II.
Okay.
So pretty much the only real difference here between 34D and commercial Titan 3 is the second stage is stretched by 17 inches, and it's got a bigger payload fairing, as you can see.
Yeah.
So it's also capable of supporting kick stages, the transfer orbit stage, which we'll see whenever we do Mars Observer.
All right.
The Orbis 21S, which is basically a transfer orbit stage, and then the Star 63F, which is another star motor that I don't think it ever flew.
Oh, dang.
So, of course, commercial Titan 3 was a commercial success. This is the second of 4 flights.
Nice.
Not a big commercial success.
Oh.
So here's our commercial Titan 3. There it is. We don't need to go over it all over again, I don't think.
Okay.
That's just what it is.
Nice. Very nice. How fast can it get to orbit?
8.5 minutes like everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this one launches at 6:52 in the morning on March 14th, 1990 from LC-40. Now, that's for SpaceX does their launches from now, but originally was the Titan pad.
Okay.
Now, this flight goes really well until Stage 2 burnout. Now, Stage 2 puts Intelsat and its Orbis kick motor into a 300-kilometer parking orbit. And then, as you probably played the Kerbal Space Program, right, son?
Of course.
You
Practicing.
Yeah. You stage, and then you use the kick motor to kick it to geostationary orbit.
Yeah.
It does not separate.
Uh-oh.
That's
Did
not.
they stage it correctly?
You would be surprised how accurate that statement is.
Oh, dang.
So this is what it's supposed to look like, right? You got the little Orbis motor here, and here's our Intelsat 603. This is a visual representation. I made it myself. Loretta helped me stitch it together. Or Darlene.
Wow.
One of them two. They look the same to me. Now, so what do you think happened?
Darlene helped you? I don't know.
So what do you think caused the stage separation failure?
They put in regular bolts as opposed to explosive bolts? Common mistake.
Not this time. So I want you to take a look here at this diagram of the payload fairing for Titan 3, the commercial Titan 3. Now, one of the abilities it has over standard Titan 3 is it can do dual manifest payloads, like the Ariane family could, which means it could launch 2 geostationary satellites on top of each other.
Okay.
But this one's just one. So where do you think the error is?
Well, the separation from the first one?
That is correct. So the thing here is the vehicle was wired so that Intelsat 603, the spacecraft, is the top payload, and it thinks the Orbis is the secondary payload. So of course it can't jettison it. It's got a little cover.
Oh.
It's wired wrong.
Dang.
And it could have been caught in testing, I guess. Titan and quality control apparently are words that have never mixed together much, unfortunately. Especially with Titan 4, but we won't talk about that.
Okay.
So that's kind of a problem, don't you think?
Yeah. Can't get out before the guy in front of you gets out. The guy in front of you doesn't exist.
Exactly. It's a very simple mistake that could have been caught in with better testing on the ground. But
They need to really improve their quality control.
But don't worry. These Lincolns out here, except that one. Where'd it go? Good. These are wired fine, I hope.
Yeah, they look fine.
They're great-looking cars.
Yeah.
You can see them. You can see the extent of them over the horizon of the Earth. That's how you know Earth ain't flat.
Yeah. If they're flat, why would the Lincolns be bent like that?
Exactly. Well, that one got into an accident. We're not going to try to say that one, though. That was just for display. That's to show how amazing the Lincoln is. I mean, look at the little damage on it.
Yeah.
It's great. So, here's the thing, though, son. I think you're going to start doing some... Wait, I was going to assume you could do addition here.
Okay.
So here's the thing. 300-kilometer orbit due east out of the Cape. All it really needs... So what they're doing here is going to jettison the motor and the second stage. They're going to leave it in low Earth orbit.
Okay.
Low Earth orbit, though. 300 kilometers due east out of the Cape.
Yeah.
All it really needs is a new motor and it's a fine working satellite. That one actually works.
Yeah.
So there's something at the Cape. Brand spanking new. Fancy new vehicle. OV-105, its name is. Endeavor. It needs a first flight.
Oh, okay.
And that is our next episode. STS 4 to 9.
So that's how I can get back into space and home?
You definitely need to go home, son. Yeah. So that's the episode. This was a horrible episode. But, yeah, launch failures, launch successes. What did we learn today, Brock?
Dude, like, I kind of zoned out for, 45 minutes, so
I can tell.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's... I don't know. We'll see if this one actually works. That's why it's a special episode, not a real one.
We're really putting the special into special
Absolutely,
episodes.
son. Absolutely. So so next episode's gonna be the first flight of Endeavor. We're here. Here it is. Here's Intelsat 603.
Nice.
And there's the Orbis motor down there.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I see. From the diagram, that you made.
Yeah. Look at that.
Okay.
Yep. So this is gonna be the next episode. It's gonna be STS-49. Do I have anything to? I hope the air conditioning isn't heard on this recording.
I mean, I think that's the least of our worries.
That's the least of our worries.
Thank you all for listening and suffering through this.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Can you imagine the people who aren't from the United States who are used to listening to me like this, but all of a sudden talking like this? Oh, geez. At least you just have an annoying drawl. I gotta talk like I'm from Texas. I'm from Minnesota. We talk like this there, you know.
At least you don't have to talk like Jode Kressbeckler.
That's true. That's launch failures. I thought it'd be a fun little episode, especially leading into Endeavor. I think it'd be fun. Which, look at that.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. That'll be the next episode. Do we have any concluding remarks?
Don't go to California. I don't know.
Endeavor's in California right now.
Oh, dang it. Go to California.
No, go to California when Endeavor's all done. You can go see it in the Science Museum.
Oh, yeah, because they're building a science museum around it, right?
Well, they're adding a new annex to the Science Museum.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how bad this will turn out. This is going to be our worst episode yet. This will be out STS-7 for worst episode.
Well, at least we don't have to re-record it 6 times. Okay, so final thoughts. Go to California, check out Endeavor, and never buy a Lincoln.
No, dude. Have you seen those? They're enormous cars, though. I love them.
The USS Lincoln.
I just love those 70s and 80s cars, which are like 5 miles long. And they get
gallons per mile.
Yeah, turning the car on and driving it the length of the car drains the tank. I love those kinds of cars. I should get one. Where do I park it? I don't have a driveway.
Yeah.
It won't fit in my garage.
Well, you park it in Tennessee and put Alabama plates on the front.
That's
right?
true. That's true. Yeah, this is our worst episode. You want to play us out?
Dude, gotta go catch the wave. So, see you next time, because this has been End of Mission. Brock.